the podcast, the only podcast called Never Seen It that's worth listening to. With us tonight, we have Mr. Arnie, the one-man party, a.k.a. Arnold Callego. We have Mr. Daily Dares, a.k.a. Filipino Grigio, a.k.a. Alex Callego, the brothers Callego, and a return guest host, that Denver girl, Miss Amber Wyatt. And then there's me, Boots Too Big, a.k.a. Adrian Villatorta. Tonight, we're discussing 2025, another Oscar contender, Marty Supreme.
Backhand, forehand.
How do you live?
Well, I live with the confidence if I believe in myself, the money will follow.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
Spoiler alert for Marty Supreme. Directed by Josh Safdie, Marty Mauser, a young man with a dream no one respects, goes to hell and back in pursuit of greatness. And that pursuit is being the supreme world ping pong champion. Set in the early 1950s, which when I saw the original promo material for this movie, I thought it was a contemporary film. Apparently not. Apparently it's a period piece, and we'll get into that because I have some issues with that. But yeah, I believe, Arnold, you chose this movie. You'd seen it early on in the theaters, right? You even did a quick reaction to it in the theater itself, right?
Oh,
Rapid fire thoughts, Arnold. What does Marty Supreme mean to you?
So yeah, I had one movie tickets once again to see this movie. Shout out to Jammin' 99.5 and Chase Martinez. It was a really good movie. I mean, 2.5 was it 2.5 hours long? I believe.
Yeah, like 2 hours and 40 minutes long.
Oh, didn't really feel like it. And I thought it was entertaining. It was made you ask questions or about yourself and think about yourself. At least it did for me. And I don't know, it made me a lot of comparisons or like, you know, makes you think about my own aspirations and ambitions.
Right, that's good.
Yeah.
Let me and we'll go around the room, but let me ask you first. Who was the standout performance in this movie?
Gwyneth Paltrow. Let me think. I mean, she was really beautiful in it. I mean, she's usually I'd say. I mean, the trio. Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary.
Yes.
Timothée Chalamet and Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
I'd say.
So there was a lot of stunt casting in this movie, which we will get into, and one stunt casting that blew me away when I found out who it was. But Alex, 2025, 2026 now, Oscar contender. What do you think? Can Marty Supreme take it home?
Can Marty Supreme take it home? I don't think so. I think it is a well-made movie. It made me. If this is what like if this is a fraction of what Uncut Gems is like, then as far as the anxiety-inducing part is concerned,
Yeah.
then I think that I don't want to watch Uncut Gems. I mean, I probably will eventually when maybe if I take some, you know, like smoke some weed or something like that. I don't do that stuff. But anyway, I think that Marty Supreme. I liked the Smashing Machine, which is directed by his brother. I thought from what I hear, the soundtrack for Smashing Machine was much more like what he does. Like it was like very jazzy, very like kind of like freeform jazz kind of soundtrack. Whereas this seemed a little bit more like I'm pretty sure you're gonna allude to it as well, Adrian. Is like the soundtrack. It kind of threw me off that they were doing all these like 80s songs and stuff like that, which is fine. To me, I think that's fine. I don't have any problems with it. I know that it throws off people when they're thinking about a period piece, but as far as film goes, I don't think that it's wrong to do that. As far as like, it'd be different if they like put in a quarter in the jukebox and all of a sudden there was like an 80s song was playing, right? Or like the Cure's Just Like Heaven starts playing and it's like, wait, what? Why is this playing? You know, but it never went that direction. It was actually still maybe if they did like a 50s version of like an 80s song.
Right. Yeah. I would have loved that.
Yeah, that would have been really cool.
Standout performance though for you. Who was the standout in your opinion?
The girlfriend,
Odessa Zion. She was great.
I thought she was really great.
She was really good.
I think she really shined when she when she was on screen. She really reflected the the desperate nature of what she was trying to do with Marty as far as like getting him to like kind of settle down. She was trying to be like, hey, I'm, but at the same time, it's still trying to let him do his thing in a way. Even like when it came to that point where he was like, you need to leave. He pushed her away. She didn't push him away at all. I thought that was like, she still, had to do her thing.
Right. No, I could see that. I thought Odessa did great. I thought Tyler, the Creator of all people, was amazing in the one scene he was in. Yeah, so Amber, you next. Who was the standout for you?
I was really impressed with Tyler, the Creator. Like, I don't know that
Same.
he's ever acted like that. I don't think, I follow him closely. Like, I love his music. He's never acted like in a film like that. So
I wanted to see more of him and Marty
To be
hanging out.
fair, he had that sketch comedy show on Cartoon Network or
Did he?
Adult
yeah,
Swim.
Loiter Squad.
Yeah,
But the
Loiter
Loiter
Squad.
Squad, I don't think it was acting. It was kind of more like Impractical Jokers kind of thing.
Really, I've never
Interesting.
seen Loiter Squad, so
Wait,
I thought it was like a
oh.
sketch comedy.
I felt like in Loiter Squad he was being himself. In Marty Supreme, I don't think he was being himself. Like, he was really acting as a character that he created. And it's
Agreed.
like,
Agreed.
that was
Who was he in the movie?
He was his buddy that picks him up, the cab driver, and then they go on that crazy
Oh,
side quest
okay.
from the
Do
hotel.
you know who Tyler the Creator is, Arnold? Are you familiar with his music?
I heard some of his music. I saw a little bit on the Coachella Live
Yeah.
when I was doing Couchella.
Couch.
And I know a lot of people like
he
his
was
music.
he was part of Odd Future, that hip hop group.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
don't-
Let's put it this way, Arnold. He's a very memeable rapper. I don't know why or how, but he's very memeable. He does seem very intelligent, which I guess you
think I'm
can
stuck in my-
sometimes expect from rappers, but not always.
I think
Your
I'm
mileage
stuck
may-
in
may-
my music because I remember trying to listen to it and then I don't know, I just didn't
You're thinking about
listen
John
anymore.
You're thinking
it's
about Ice
evolved
Cube.
like so much. Like, you can think of like us when we were 18 and like us now. Like, he's my age. Like, he's like 33 or 34. When he was 18, he would like be at like offensive for no reason and like say like offensive stuff for no reason. It was just like hilarious to him. Like, and that's pretty much how I was too. And then, now he's like doing like melodic, like jazzy stuff, like funky stuff. Like, he sings and he kind of like auto tunes it. Like, it's really dynamic music now. And like, it kind of just like started as a joke, I feel like. So I didn't like the early stuff, like Cherry Bomb. It was really annoying. Like, it was so offensive. Like, he like talks about like, but he would never do something like that. It's kind of like the stupid shit we used to laugh at. Like,
Right. I'm only laughing because you've used that word twice on this show.
I think I've used it more than twice. That's my sense of humor.
It's
You
fine.
have
It's
to
fine.
insert a grape emoji.
I got
Great.
no, it's
That's
okay. But in all honesty, there has to be something. You could probably do a case study on the rapper to actor pipeline. Some rappers are able to do it. Will Smith was start off as a rapper. Tupac did a little acting in his day, I think, right? At some point.
Speaking of Tupac,
Yeah.
I was just thinking about Tyler the Creator. I saw something I think today on social media. I don't know how true it is, but then they showed Tupac like on the street, and it was like some video, and they said, "Oh, that's Tyler Creator." Like, he was like 2 years old, like just standing there.
Wow.
And,
That'd be cool.
but I don't know how true it is.
Well, with AI, anything can be true, Arnold. Don't let
I
your
know,
dreams be
there's
dreams.
so
You know
much-
what I'm saying?
So much of that
We
crap.
are both from LA, so
Yeah, I want to see Kendrick Lamar do a movie. I feel like Kendrick Lamar would be a good actor. I feel like him and
Yeah.
pair him with Ryan Coogler as director. I feel like you get some good performances out of him. But anyway, we're talking about Marty Supreme. Tyler the Creator was great. So Odessa Zion for you, or no, Tyler the Creator for you, Amber, right? Is that who you said?
yeah, his character is Wally.
Wally, he was great. For me, it was honestly it was Odessa Zion. I wasn't expecting. I've never really seen her in anything. I know she's been on that show. What's that comedy show on HBO? L.A. Girls or something. What's it called? It's like Girls in L.A. or Love L.A. Is that what I'm? I don't know what I'm
LA
talking
Love
about.
or something like that. I know what you're
Some
talking
sitcom
about.
with the other girl. Anyway, I've only seen her in this, and I was blown away. She was really good. She's in it in the very beginning, and then in the last third of the movie, in the middle, she's kind of, well, I guess in the first quarter of the movie, she's not in it because Marty's out. And where does he go? He goes to Japan to do a ping pong tournament.
No. He goes to Europe in the first part.
He goes to Europe. Okay.
And then he's trying to get to Japan on the
Right.
like the second half.
What's the emotional core here? He's just trying to beat the one guy, the Japanese guy, right? Is that his thing?
Well, no, he just wants to be the best, and he lost to that Japanese dude. He built himself up so much that, you know, he had this ambition of like being the best, and he told everyone he was going to be the best. You know, that's kind of one of those things where there's a Radiohead song, Paranoid Android, and one of the lines they say, ambition makes you look really ugly.
I
You know,
agree.
and this is exactly what happens to him.
Do you see a parallel between that and Timothée Chalamet in real life really trying to get that Oscar? Do you see the parallels there? Am I crazy?
I mean, I haven't paid attention to his promotion of like him trying to get the Oscar, trying to promote. But you know, like people do like crazy things. Remember when we talked about David Lynch trying to like, you know, pump up his Oscar nomination for what was it?
Inland Empire.
Inland Empire.
In
He took
downtown Hollywood.
Yeah, by the Bob's Big Boy.
But-
He set up
Yeah.
that cow and the sign and everything, and it was just before even like viral stuff was like a thing.
But that's a very David Lynchian thing. Go ahead, Amber.
That happens when people get aligned with Kris Jenner. Like Travis Scott got a McDonald's deal. Like he got a deal with Budweiser. Like, yeah, he
Wow.
was like just a rapper. Like things pop off. Like when you
So
get
all
with-
you got to do is what you're telling me is getting good with the Kardashian, and you'll get some brand deals. No, that makes sense.
it seems like things happen. So I'm not like just because of that fact. Like I really love the movie, but I feel that gives him a really good chance to win the Oscar. Like I don't know how they're tied in, but things always seem to go up when you're dating
Yeah.
one of them.
I guess I'm just very judgmental because like I've never seen an actor who, and he is good, by the way, I'm not denying that. I've never seen an actor in his caliber like just so desperately try to win. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, everyone for years was saying he needs to get an Oscar. He needs to get an Oscar. You never really
Well-
heard a peep from him
Well,
until he won.
to be fair though, here's the thing. Like I get why he's doing it, because how many like great actors have been snubbed in their early days, and then they get these makeup Oscars later
Yeah.
on down the road. You look at
That's a
like
good point.
Denzel Washington, who got snubbed for Malcolm X, and then gets an Oscar for Training Day, which Training Day was great, but nowhere near Malcolm X.
No.
You know, nowhere near. And it happens that like Robert De Niro, like Al Pacino, you know, a lot of them, they didn't get that. Even like what's his name, 007, Sean Connery. He should have gotten an Oscar way long ago, but he got one for The Untouchables like way later on in his career, which is like crazy to me. He should have got it. Like they constantly do those makeup Oscars.
DiCaprio should have got one for Gilbert Grape. Come on. I mean, he was young when he did that part.
He was a kid.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem is like they want to see you put in the work for X amount of years before they're all right. He can do it. Maybe that's just my thinking.
I mean, I guess I get like you want to like have that proven body of work, but like, isn't that the point though? Like, capture like lightning in a bottle. Like here, take for instance Ke Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once, right? He like was a kid, and none of his Oscars were none of his acting gigs when he was a kid were Oscar contenders at all. You know, he was just playing a kid. But then, like, fast forward, he didn't get any roles, and then fast forward to like 2023, I believe, he gets the Oscar for Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that role was so good. And now he's like he's acting again and things like that. But like that, I feel like that particular thing should get the award. You know?
So he's up against Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, which we talked about on this show. Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, which I did not see. Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, which we did also talk about on this show. And Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent, which I also did not see. But of the ones that we have seen, I mean, who do you guys have your money on of those five?
Wow.
Leo,
First
Timothy, Ethan, Michael B. Jordan, Wagner Moura.
I mean, I'd have to say Michael B. Jordan just playing the two parts, the twins.
Yeah.
I mean that was really great. Here's my order. It would be Michael B. Jordan, Leo. Oh man, kind of slightly edged him out. And then I'd say Timothy.
Well, we know you like to talk about edging, right, Arnold? So that's a joke. We'll cut that out. Go ahead, Alex.
Here's the thing. Has Ethan Hawke ever gotten an award, an Oscar? He's never won an Oscar. I think this might be his makeup year.
You think so?
I think this might be his makeup year.
That, you know what? You might be on. That's going to be a big upset, I think, for Michael B. Jordan fans.
I mean, here's the thing. Michael B. Jordan deserves it. I think in that, like, there's like 5 contenders, you said?
Yeah.
So, like, Timothée Chalamet deserves it, I think. I do believe. Leo deserves it. Leo's already gotten one, so he may not get it.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think the person that I think will get it is probably Ethan Hawke. The 2 people that I think deserve it are either Timothée Chalamet or Michael B. Jordan.
And Wagner Moura, for those of you that don't know, he played the cartel boss. Oh God, why am I blanking on his name? The most famous cocaine trafficker in all history. What was the fuck? Escobar. In the show.
And that was in the Secret Agent.
He's nominated for Secret Agent. Yes. Yeah. Which has nothing to do with the Narcos show, but yeah. Yeah. So. And he's a good actor. He was great as Pablo Escobar.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, but what did you guys think about this? Because I'm watching this movie, and it takes place again. I was surprised that it's a period piece, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, the dialogue doesn't sound period piecey enough to me. It sounds way too modern. What do you guys think? Amber, I'll start with you.
Yeah. So I was just gonna say on that tip, like, where you were making a point to say, like, Timothée Chalamet, like, it's kind of like bizarre that, like, he's pushing so hard for this.
Right.
And, like, being part of that industry and, like, being behind the scenes and knowing, like, you know, it sometimes it takes people like Leonardo DiCaprio or whatever, like, decades, like, and it does seem to be like something you have to earn. It isn't like really, I don't know. I was thinking this whenever I was like hearing about that before. Like, we don't know what goes on with these people because it gets weird. Like he could have some beef with one of those other nominees. That's my speculation. I don't know, but
yeah, it's possible. I don't see how or why he would, but it's certainly possible. I mean, Hollywood is...
We don't know what they do. These people go to these parties and then who knows? Like, someone got punched, like somebody kissed your girl, like touched her butt. Who knows?
I know, took
Hollywood is
someone's line or something.
Yeah, Hollywood is a high school from Mean Girls to an extreme at the end of the day, I think. But yeah, what do you think though? Like did the dialogue feel like too modern for you in this?
I feel like only Gwyneth like kind of nailed it. Like when she kind of had like a mid-Atlantic accent, I felt like, but
that's true.
Other than her, like it wasn't like I didn't feel like anyone was committed to it in that way.
I agree. And to give Gwyneth Paltrow credit, she has kind of a timeless vibe to her. You know, she can fit any era. Timothée Chalamet, not so much. He sounds like a Gen Z kid, which he is.
And another thing that threw me off is like the park scene. Like, I don't think they did that back then. I don't know. Am I tripping? But
what was the park scene again?
He like
when he goes down on her.
He ate her cuckoo in the park in Central Park.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure guys didn't do that back then. I mean,
well, maybe.
They did it in Sinners.
They did it. That's true, and that takes place in the 30s.
Oh, he did.
I got a little story here. There was
Please
this
tell
park,
me it's not a. No, go ahead.
So we used to a park that we would always go to for our shenanigans,
and things like that.
Yeah, you know, we'd sit on the bench. We'd have a view of either direction. If the cops are gonna come, I guess we're doing. Back then it was illegal, okay. But then, and so like if the cops came, then we would just go into because behind us was our family house. You can go through there, and then we would go for safety. We would pretty much get away.
I'm glad it was a family house, not a trap house, by the way.
Yeah. But then, and we never got caught. No, there was no problem or anything. I mean, there was times where the cops would shine their lights. We're like, run, and then they would, you know, we're gone. Couldn't catch us. But then, there was a lot of times where you would see like couples. They just set like a blanket, and then they put like a blanket over them, and they're on top of each other, and you're like, dude, it's like 3 p.m. and like,
Tuesday.
Yeah. Like the kids at the elementary school, right there, they're gonna be getting out soon, and I don't know how many times we would see that. them completely under the covers, under the blankets.
Well,
it's all kinds.
To be fair, that was in the north end of Palm Springs. Yeah.
People don't know. It's different. There's a north
reminding
end.
me of a time when I think I saw a couple trying to get a little freaky in the park, and I think the woman was pregnant, if I remember correctly. So
Whoa.
extra freaky. Yeah, that was a threesome. So.
Trying to induce the pregnancy, from what I hear, that's what she could do. That's all.
Yeah. So Amber, are you saying that was the sex too modern as well, or just that moment for you?
I feel that sex scene was too modern.
What did you think about the
really
opening?
No, but it threw me off whenever I was like, okay, this is about to go down like it always does with these two, and then it started going that way, and I was just like, what year are we in again? Like it just kind of like threw me. I was like, dude, I don't know, this is weird.
Yeah. And the movie opens with them hooking up, and then it goes into a very extreme close-up of the sperm and everything going through her.
No, that's not Gwyneth Paltrow, though. That's Odessa he's hooking up.
I know. It's just funny that it starts off with sex with him impregnating Odessa.
I remember now that you mention it, Amber. Yeah, there's actually a song, right, where they're like, it's like super raunchy, but it was like back in like the 1950s, and it's a girl, like a female singer, talking about, she's like, my cooch. It was like a real song. I heard it. Like I heard this. It is actually, I have to find it now.
I gotta find it.
Yeah, it's like it was like total like a big band kind of like jazzy thing, but it was like they were talking about that explicitly. So I don't think it's like out of the realm of like actually happening.
No, I think you're right. I think you're
Good
right.
to know.
Yeah, but overall, I just felt like I didn't feel like I was watching a period movie throughout most of it. Like his journey is crazy too, by the way. I love this. And by the way, I didn't hate this movie. There were some things I hated about it, but I didn't hate the whole thing. I like the scene in the hotel where he's in the bathtub and then the fucking floor from underneath him caves in and he lands on Abel Ferreira's dog. And I thought he killed the dog, but the dog just is hurt a little bit. And that whole thing, I mean, there's a frenetic energy to the Safdie brothers storytelling that I do appreciate, because you mentioned Uncut Gems earlier. You should watch it just for Adam Sandler's performance alone, by the way. But yeah, that is an anxiety-inducing movie. I actually felt less anxious watching this one, like they turned it down a little bit. But holy moly, was there a lot of just unhinged fucking moments throughout. I mean, he really does go through the shit, Marty Supreme. But he's also a hustler. He's constantly hustling people, bro. Like, how am I supposed to root for a guy like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, when you said unhinged, that totally describes us.
Right.
Just so much. Like I forgot about the part with the dog.
Yeah,
I mean,
because that's
like,
one moment, and it does have consequences. Because Abel Ferreira, who I've never seen him in anything else, but I know of him because he has this crazy unhinged interview on Conan. If you look it up on YouTube, he plays like I don't know, is he kind of like an Italian mafioso type? Sort of, but not really. I didn't really catch it, but the dog escapes. Oh, no, hold on. They take the dog, don't they? And then they go to a gas station or something, and after they hustled some fucking white ping pong players, and they catch up with them, and then the dog escapes, and I thought, oh, fuck, that dog's dead. But no, the dog is not dead. The dog is not dead, ladies and gentlemen. That dog lives. That dog goes through hell and back as well. That thing has his own Homer Odyssey, which, by the way, comes out later this year. But that's beside the point.
I don't know if the guy was gang affiliated, but he said that dog was his only family. So then Marty is like, I'll take him to the vet after the bathtub falls on him and the man's like arm is open and he needs to be treated. He's like, I'll take the dog to the vet just to make sure he's okay.
Right.
Like $40 or whatever, because he's desperate for money to get to Tokyo.
Right. And then they go and grift the ping pong players, and then they get caught up with them, and then they get beat up, and the dog runs away. And here's the part I wanted to talk about, the stunt casting moment that blew me away. The farmer that takes the dog. Did you guys catch who played that guy? Did anyone catch it? I didn't catch it either. You know who it was? Penn Jillette from the magician guy. Penn and Teller. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I saw his name at the very beginning of the movie when they showed the credits. And I was like, I totally forgot that he was in the film.
Isn't
but now I'm like,
crazy?
I mean,
like, it looked nothing like him, but I appreciate that. I appreciate that stunt casting more than the Kevin O'Leary one, which we'll get into a little bit. But yeah, that was Penn Jillette plays the farmer that takes the dog and shit. So there's that one. And then there's Did you guys catch the bouncer at the ping pong hall where he goes and practices every night? The old guy.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a. That's I forget his name, but he's remember that homeless guy like 10 years ago that became famous, went viral because he had like the golden voice, and he was like a homeless guy, and someone interviewed him on camera, and then they went viral. And yeah, that's him. Ted something was his name. I forget it's like Ted something. He was the guy. Yeah, he only has like a couple scenes. They're really quick. Blinking, you'll miss him. But yeah, that was the guy with the original homeless guy that went viral because he has the golden voice. The golden voice, yeah. And then who else? What other stunt cast? Yeah, so Kevin O'Leary. So yeah, let's talk about Kevin O'Leary. I actually think he did a good job. He's a capitalist in real life, a shrewd businessman in real life, and that's exactly what he is in this movie. So he's basically just playing himself. Arnold, you mentioned him earlier. I feel like you like him. What did you think about Kevin O'Leary? Mr. Wonderful.
I don't know if I really like him. I mean, I follow him and I watch Shark Tank and stuff, but I just thought he did really well. The character that he played fit right up his alley. Pretty much, yeah, like you said, playing himself. Rich dude with a lot of money who's a businessman and making decisions and well, the stuff that we don't see, which I don't know if there's maybe there's some truth to it, but how he's like, all right, you really want this? Like he makes him like pull his pants down and he spanks him with the.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I feel like as we're learning now that a lot of these rich people with in power, they do some pretty wild stuff, like go on different islands and stuff. I don't know.
Check his name. He's got to be in the files.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I'm so glad you bring that up because that couldn't be more relevant. If I had watched this last year at this time, I would have been like, "That's stupid. Why would he?" And then now I'm like, "No, that tracks. That's not even the worst thing that a rich person would get someone to do." Is
that's funny to me though. That like I've always felt that that's what was true anyways. All this stuff that people are like what the Epstein files? What? I mean, come on. This is stuff that's been going on for decades. People with power, people with money, like they don't try to gain more money because they want more money. They want more power. Like money gives them power, and it's like it gives them access to these different things, and it's like then they become hungry for more power. It's not about the money anymore. It's about like, because if it was about the money, then money is like a survival tool, right? But if they have no need to like be like on the hunt to survive because they have the means to survive. They have billions of dollars, but now like it's all about like being able to keep that power, right? Like money. It's a means of holding on to power, which money is fake. Money is
House
fake.
of Cards? Yeah. Did you guys ever watch House of Cards?
No,
I started watching it. I got about halfway through. I stopped watching it after like the Kevin Spacey stuff.
Yeah. And for reasons that are not too far off from this. But yeah, he says in that show at one point, he says, everything in the world is about sex except sex. Sex is about power. But apparently that quote came from Oscar Wilde. So I don't know who to believe. But either way, that's a great quote.
Arnold's hips are about sex.
Oh, we're at the 30-minute mark. I need to be like a bell or something to announce what we're doing. But yeah, this movie, it took you through quite a journey. Not a lot of dancing in this movie, actually. But Marty Supreme, what's his thorough line? He wants to be the best ping pong player in the world, and he'll stop at nothing to get it. Was it believable to you guys when Kevin O'Leary's character offered him the chance to throw a match, and then he turned it down like right off the bat? Like, I feel like that was actually, like that made sense. But yeah, I don't know. I what did you guys think about that whole storyline? Because that was really the impetus for the whole movie from then on out, right? There on out, right?
Well, if you think about it, it's like it shows that kind of desperation to like that he was at, right? And I think that again plays that whole idea of ambition makes you look pretty ugly. Idea, too. It also kind of showcases the ugly side of of hustle culture. I hate like saying it like, but I lean very much towards like that punk rock lifestyle. Do it for the love and do it for like the community and do it for yourself because like all that stuff fades away. Like punk rock has always been like, like live fast, die hard. Things like burn brightly and they burn out, right? It's all about like living for the art, living for the purpose of creation, and that should sustain you. But unfortunately, music industry was created to be able to support people, right? Give them a way of making living. But then people get greedy. CEOs get greedy, and they start like trying to figure ways to like
Starting to
keep
see
more
a
of the
pattern here.
keep more of the money, right? You know,
Yeah.
and so it's like it's just one of those things where it becomes this like endless sort of like pit. You know, you try to chase the rabbit down the hole, and you find nothing but like despair. You know.
That's a great, yeah. Marty Mauser, is he an antihero? What do you guys think? Amber, do you think he's an antihero?
I don't think he is, and I think he is a hero. But my theory about him in that scene that we just talked about is like, okay, so you guys keep on saying like that he just wants to be the best ping pong player, and even though that's like in the film description, like I think it's intended to be taken much more deeply than that, because he has like a shitty life, like he wants to get out of, like desperately, like he wants to get away from that place, like, and his uncle is degrading and demeaning to him, and he's just like, he basically is like he's a user, like he's just like, hey, I know you have dreams and stuff, but I got this shoe shop and you're really good at selling shoes. So, and it's like, I'm a person too, like with hopes and dreams, dude. And he's just like, yeah, fuck that. Like, so literally like when the Kevin O'Leary character is like, yeah, I want you to do this, he wants to use him. And I feel like for Marty, it's like, I've been like that my whole life, dude. Like finally, like I can say like, no, I don't want to be used. Like, why does everything that I get, like even just like a roof over my head, have to come from older men like demeaning me and degrading me and using me for their own like business purposes? Like, that's why I feel like he like really, really didn't want to do that. And like, I relate to him. Like a lot of people at work and stuff, they were like, he's a narcissist, like he's a textbook narcissist, all this. But it's like when you really do feel like nobody gives a damn about you, like, you know what I'm saying? I think he really felt like that. I feel like he knew his mom cared about him, but she was like, couldn't, you know what I mean? Wasn't stable herself. So it's like, I'm not going to stay here with you and go down with you. Like, I have to get out and like make something of myself. And I think like that's like relatable to my life. Like, you just got to get scrappy and get the stuff done and get out, because it's like literally killing you. Like, you're just like, I cannot be treated this way by people anymore. This is crazy. So you'll do anything to get out of it. And I feel like that's what it was for him. Like, it wasn't as so much about the game or anything. It was just like a ticket out. It had to happen.
Well, thank you. That's a great insight. That does make sense, right? Because I'm remembering it now. He has to literally hold the guy at gunpoint just to get his money from the shoe shop, and that comes back to bite him in the ass later, which is why he ends up going to that hotel and shit.
Yeah, like, can you imagine, like, your father figure, like, even though it's, like, his uncle, like, calling the police on you?
Yeah, no.
Like, it's crazy. Like, my uncle wouldn't even look at that as stealing, you know what I'm saying? Or try to hold the money from me. Like, that's pretty bad. Like, that's a
Right.
bad abusive situation. And, like,
Yeah.
I saw it for that. And I didn't feel like he was trying to be mean to
Odessa Zion.
Odessa. Like, I forget her character's name, but yeah, like, I just feel like he was like so like running for his life, like to get
Rachel.
out of that messed up situation. Like, so it's like, hey, like, he's not always trying to be like mean. It's just like he's literally trying to survive. Like,
Yeah.
it's, you know.
And she was taking it in the shins too. She was married to an abusive, angry fucking dude.
But then I know, but it's like, why should Marty have to help her get out of that? You got yourself into that. You're a grown woman. I
Well-
think that's how he felt, and I felt like that sometimes before too. It's like, I have my own stuff on my plate, dude. Like, I'm gonna help you and the baby, but like, it's not my fault that you married this like guy. Like, that's on
Right.
you. Why'd you do that?
That was the biggest thing for me. The biggest turn when I was like, I don't like this guy, was when she tells him that she's pregnant with his kid, and he's like, no, it's not mine.
That's
Like, his
the way his
immediate
uncle-
response. What's that?
That's the way his uncle treated him. It's like no mistakes, like no learning lessons.
Yeah.
You know, we're just gonna call the cops. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, I'm still learning and growing. He treated others the same way.
Right. There's a clip I shared today on the Instagram from the movie where he's telling Odessa, listen, I got dreams. I'm trying to go big. I don't know what you got, but honestly, it's not really my problem. Like, that also kind of compounded with everything else. And I was like, wow, this guy really, like you said, I was saying the same thing. This guy's a narcissist.
So-
I get your perspective though. It makes sense. It makes sense. You can look at it from both sides. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Alex.
when I heard him say that, I was like, facts. Let's
Yeah.
keep it moving.
I get what Amber is saying too, like, but there were moments where I felt like this felt a lot like you saw this movie Friendship, where like that character, he felt like very irredeemable, and even up to the point at the very end where like he just wasn't redeemable at all. Whereas like I feel like he was doing a lot of, like, Marty was doing a lot of things that he was making a lot of bad choices. Like he could have acknowledged that it was his kid, and been like, okay, let's take this one thing at a time. I'll be back. But at the same time, I get that whole idea of like he was trying to get himself out of it. But at the same time, it still kind of bit him in the ass at the very end. And he kind of had to like humble himself at the very end in order to win, right? Like he was like, all right, I'm gonna win this thing, and then he's like never gonna be able to come back to Japan, never gonna be able to play like in the league anymore. He lost everything, and but in order for him to get that win, and it goes back to that whole thing, playing for the love and playing for himself. He had to get that win for himself, and there was no money involved, not even I guess national pride was a key thing, and that's why he was able to get out of Japan. He wasn't stuck in Japan because like all the US troops like loved him because he won, But that being said, that wasn't even a byproduct. Like that wasn't even like on his mind when he won, or when he was trying to win. He like basically, was winning for himself, and that's when he, like, to me, when he turned into the hero, when he finally like accepted his. That hero's journey, finally, like it took a long time to get to it. That's a good point. Yeah. And he finally like accepted that the role, the responsibility, and did it. And then like he was like, then that's when he came back to Odessa's character and was like, he's like, I'm gonna be a dad. I'm gonna be a dad. And that's like he took responsibility, and that's like that to me. That's when, yeah, he became the hero. Like let's be fair. When in any hero's journey, you're never the hero the whole time. You're a character, but you don't become the hero until you take that a leap of faith, that journey. You accept the journey, and whether or not you're successful at it is another thing. Like, because there's many heroes in a lot of stories that die after they accept the role, they accept the journey. But the simple fact that he was like he humbled himself, and he like saw like things with like clear eyes. He like that's when he became the hero.
Right. I like that.
I agree that he humbled himself, but I felt like when that happened, it was him like, okay, so like he decided not to just like lose the game. Like he lost the first game, right? But then I feel like when he came back for the rematch, it was like him finally like standing up to that like abuse kind of thing. So then once he did that, I guess it humbled him, but it just kind of made him like, all right, I'm not going to be like those people. Like I want to like, I'm going to go back and do the right thing. Like, I'm going to start doing the right thing because, I know how it feels and everything.
Absolutely.
I felt like he was, like, trying to smash that. Like, okay, I just, like, really let this dude, like, use me. Fuck that. Like, he just came back and he was like, I can't do it. Like, and then he stayed true to himself. So
But it was clear that he was prioritizing beating Endo first. And then Rachel is a character name played by Odessa. That came second. It seemed like he had to finish that arc first, and now I can take care of things at home.
Well, yeah, that's
and
kind
I
of
get that. I get that.
Isn't that like sort of the like in even in like video games, you beat this boss and then you go on to the next boss. It's never like you're not like focused on like the next boss when you're playing a video game.
Yeah.
You're like, I have this thing in front of me, and you have to defeat this thing in front of me before I move on to the next one. So you're never thought, like, maybe there are certain things in a video game or in your own life, in real life, that like you're picking up in to prepare for the next thing, but you still have to defeat the thing that's in front of you. And that's
right.
part of it, like that whole thing.
Yeah, it's clear that like the ping pong thing, it's the only thing that's going right in his life because his life is a mess, as we see. And I do appreciate that they made him go through a lot of shit. Like it didn't come easy to him. The only thing that seemed to come easy to him was ping pong until he played against Endo, and it's like, yeah, I get it. Like now that's the one thing I need to check off my list before I can do anything else with my life. And then
How many times did you play against him? Like rematch? Like 3 times, 4 times?
Well, no. He played him once in London,
And he
played him
lost.
again and lost the rig game.
Yeah, he
But
threw
then
the game.
He threw the game, and then he played them the second time. Because you're familiar with how tennis is played, right, Arnold?
I'm
Tennis,
not.
yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, it's the same way as you would with like ping pong. Like they have, like you win a certain match, you have to win so many matches, and then you get the game set match or whatever.
I thought, well, like the first time that he played him,
Well, that was an official match.
you said that what was rigged?
So
Was it because of the paddle he was using?
Kevin O'Leary tells him, "Listen, I'm going to put on an exhibition match in Japan against
right,
Endo.
right.
I want you to
Okay.
throw the match so that Endo looks good because that's good controversy because I need that because that makes me money
Oh,
and I'll pay
forgot.
you whatever it was, which was a lot of money at the time." And at first he's like, "No, fuck that. I'm not doing that." And then he goes through all the shit throughout the movie with the dog and getting shot at, and he kills the fucking farmer dies and all this other shit. And then he's like desperate. He has nothing. He practically has no one. And then he's like, okay, fine. He goes to Kevin O'Leary, and then he goes through that spanking ritual to do the exhibition match in Japan at the end. So
Well,
Well, he
I
also
totally
loses
forgot about
that
that.
friend. He also loses that friend after he kind of uses him.
the chubby guy.
Oh,
Yeah, remember? Because like
oh,
he like
yeah.
I
and-
thought
But
the
that was
story
his cousin.
Was
his
it?
cousin?
yeah, I think it was his cousin.
Right.
I thought the story was gonna go in that direction because like they're looking at the ping pong balls, like, oh yeah, look at this, Marty Supreme.
Yeah.
Didn't it say Marty Supreme on the ping pong ball?
It did, but they
I-
never really
Yeah.
closed the loop on that thread. They kind of established it, and then
Mm.
they never really took it anywhere significant, from what I recall.
No,
I thought
it's
it was gonna be
because
like
he
a-
thought that you couldn't see a white ball with a white
Yeah.
background.
Right, yeah. That was his
Yeah.
thing. Really quick, shout out to HLP's in the chat, as always with us. Professor Pixel's in the chat. He said he just saw Begonia. Pretty great film. It was a good movie. You should watch our episode on that, Professor Pixel. But yeah, shout out to all our friends in the chat hanging out with us. Okay, so he goes, that was an exhibition match against Endo. He throws the match as he's supposed to. But then he's like, wait, fuck that. No, I'm gonna play against him for real. And then he does. And I mean, what did you guys think about that whole set piece? Arnold, I'll start with you next. Oh, you're having dinner. Sorry.
I was chewing on
He
the
got skills. He like really.
Dude,
Go
I
ahead,
was chewing on the glizzy here.
You're fine. You're fine. Go ahead.
what's your topping on the hot dog though first?
Well,
Forget your
It's,
star sign. I want to know what your glizzy toppings.
mustard and relish.
No onions? No onions?
Called that.
No onions. If I had sauerkraut, I would have done some sauerkraut. But
I'm telling you,
But,
I watched the whole thing go in like in high def. I was like,
Amber,
Yeah.
you were gonna say about the last match though. Go ahead. Well, Arnold finishes his dinner.
I really like the soldiers, how the soldiers were showing out for him. Like they were all excited. There weren't that many of them, but they were all like, I felt like that was a 1950s kind of thing, like that. That was
Yeah.
their entertainment, and they had to cheer for him, of course, USA. So it was cool. I like that part.
What did you think about Gwyneth Paltrow's character? Because she's Kevin O'Leary's wife. He sleeps with her. He cucks Kevin O'Leary, which I guess cucking Kevin O'Leary isn't the worst thing in the world. But yeah, like, did you like her character? Did you think that was good at all?
I thought.
yeah, I loved her character. Oh wait, who you asked? Oh.
Well, I'll put it out to the room. But go ahead, Alex. Go
Oh.
ahead.
I mean, I thought that she was a character building character. It kind of like put things in front of him. It was kind of one of those necessary, like that the whole idea of like people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, that kind of thing. Like that's obviously like Gwyneth Paltrow's character is like a reason. There's a reason for her to be in there, and it's like, it's nothing like super life changing in a way, but at the same time, a lot of the things that happened to Marty when he was around, like he was able to get that get into the house and see Kevin Leary's character and actually to ask him to beg him to go back to be able to go to Japan.
Yeah.
Had he not like met her, had he not had the opportunity to like have that happen, had that he like the cop not taken that necklace,
I love that whole bit. Yeah.
That meeting with Kevin O'Leary would have never happened. And if you think about it too, here's the thing. Like, even if Marty got the money, he wasn't allowed to play in the tournament because of the way he acted in the last tournament. He was like banned. So it was like there was no way he was going to be able to play in the tournament, even if he got all the money without, Kevin Lear's character's help, right?
But I think he still thought he would be able to talk his way into it because that's what he did. That's what Hustler did.
I'm pretty sure he did, but you're going up against an international, like, ping pong league. It's like trying to like be getting banned from the NBA and then sneaking into like the what's the name of the thing, the commissioners, like how like a party that the commissioners putting on and being like, hey, come on, let me play, I have all this money, let me play in the NBA, put me on any team. And that's not gonna happen, never.
Yeah. I love that the commissioner of the ping pong commission hated Marty so much too. Like, he had this disdain for Marty. It was great. I also did like with Gwyneth Paltrow's kid, going back to her, I liked that she gave him another necklace after they lost the first one because the cop took it and she was all distraught. And then she gives him the necklace. He takes it to a fucking jeweler or whatever, and he's like, no. Jeweler.
No, that wasn't part of it. Remember, he was trying to steal it from her.
Yeah, that was when they were in the shower.
Yes.
Hustled.
That's right.
He was
they're in the
making
shower.
love and hustling,
The second necklace she was trying to get was like she was gonna go back up and get it, but then I guess she got the reviews for the play.
Oh, for the bad.
And then, like she it was like a breakdown. Yeah, she had a breakdown.
So the necklace from the drain is the one he takes to the jeweler, and the jeweler's like, "Yeah, this is costume jewelry.
Yeah,
it's worth nothing."
Yeah.
I love that because she's an actress, and actors have to fake it, and it was a fake necklace that he ended up with. Yeah, good stuff. That was good. I like that whole bit. I will admit. So. I think we're about that time. Final thoughts before we get to final thoughts.
I actually have like a very important like final thought that I think it was like I had a discussion earlier today with like a coworker of mine, and it was like, and it's like hustle culture versus integrity. And like, you like a lot of times, people, I remember like one of the like greatest compliments that I got, like when I was out in Palm Springs and still doing like Palm Springs Comic-Con and like, putting on shows and stuff like that. And like one of there was the main editor for this like local paper. I can't remember the name of it at the time, at the moment, but he was like, we were having a conversation and he was like, one of the things that I really appreciate you is that you have integrity. There's very few people who have that, and in the entertainment, especially in the entertainment business right now, like in the like you're a man of your word, and you're like try to say if you can't fulfill the thing, you will admit to it. Like, and I think that's one of those things. I would never commit to anything that I couldn't like come through on. And if I couldn't come through with it, I would like humble myself and be like, hey, this is not something I could realistically do. And I think that's one of those things where like why I can't identify with like the hustle culture thing, because I just couldn't put myself in the situation. I would rather be poor and do the right thing than to be like have to like make amends or like try to make excuses for things that like by like screwing people over. I mean,
you can't be in politic. You certainly can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. And then another thing too, like I remember like my friend, one of my friends, Glenn Coy, who's like a very successful business person, but before he started doing the print shop, before he started doing windmill screen printing, he was doing like the skate shop, right? And he was like saying, like, he's like, we had a conversation. He was like, Alex, the reason why we're never going to get rich is like, cause like we're too nice. And I was like, yeah, it's true, but I'd rather like have be able to sleep well at night.
Yeah.
But you can still be nice and and get rich.
Oh no, I'm not.
End
I'm not.
up
I'm not.
like,
I'm not saying that you can't. Like,
Yeah,
but,
I know,
like,
I know. But like when you mention like hustle culture, like I don't know, I have a little bit different view on hustle culture. I don't.
Tell
I
us.
mean, I still do things like very with integrity, and I don't want to like screw people over. But also, I want to be able to advance myself in life, and
Yeah.
get to a better place financially, and
Yeah.
be able to do different things. And so like I don't know, but I don't
Well,
like
there-
screw people over.
Well, there's a
Even-
difference between like hustle culture and there's like just making like ethical decisions.
Right.
That's not that's not hustle culture.
There's got to be a
That's-
line between hustle culture and just survival, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
like
How
I
much are
feel,
you
I
willing
feel
to
like
do?
some people would think like flipping things is unethical, but really, businesses do it
Well-
all the time. Or you buy low, you sell high.
Yeah.
You source something from China and you sell it because you can sell it for more over here. Or
At a markup.
that's just the way how business is. That's the way the market is.
I think Marty Supreme would survive in the modern world. I think he would love the modern world. Are you kidding?
I mean,
It would thrive.
here's the thing. Like, I think I get what you're saying, Arnold, when it comes to that sort of thing. Like you and I, we've gone to Comic-Con, we've bought things, but we don't like try to game the system in any sort of way. We try to do it in like the way we do try to, like, there are certain times when, like, hey, if there's an open door for us to like do the thing that, like, get the thing that we want to get, to like flip or whatever, well, it's there, but we're not like screwing people over to get that thing. And I think that's the big difference between, like, when I say, like, and I'm not like, when I say hustle culture, I'm not trying to demonize it in the sense that like it's bad. I think individuals misconstrue what like actual hustle is versus their ethics, like, hurt people. You could survive, like, do things to survive, but don't hurt people. That's the problem. That's a problem. People can't delineate the two.
Right. That's
Yeah,
a good point.
I'd like to quote something from a great person by the name of DMX. He said, "Y'all been eating long enough now. Stop being greedy. Just keep it real, partner. Give to the needy. Ribs is touching, so don't make me wait. F around them, and I'm gonna bite you and snatch your plate."
Under 15. That's good, Arnold. That's good.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
Hey,
there's also that interview with Tupac, right, where he's talking about, like, there's like people is like, how can you have $1 million and there's still people starving? People, like, you have $100 million and there's people out there without a roof over their head. I mean, he was like a hustler, but at the same time, he was also ethical.
I think whenever you are being like lied to and used and violated like your entire life until you're like 19 or 20 or however old like Marty was, that's normalized to you. So if you're doing that to other people, it's just like, yeah, they don't know any other way. I feel like, because that's
Yeah.
how they were treated. So they just feel like, I made it, so I don't know. It's not looked at as the way that maybe somebody who didn't have that type of life like would look at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's the problem, is like, it is getting normalized, and we shouldn't. It needs to be denormalized.
Yeah, all great points. One last thing I wanted to say. Yeah, thinking about it from that perspective recontextualizes Marty Mauser a little bit for me. Because as I was watching it, and this is why I asked earlier if he's an anti-hero, because I just felt like, are they trying to make him like the Walter White, the Don Draper, the Tony Soprano type, where like he does bad things, but you still root for him? And I was like, because I'm not rooting for him right now. Thinking about it from the perspective of like survivability and trying to like rise above his station, it makes sense. But there was just so many moments throughout the film I was like, like, again, he feels like a narcissist. But I get it. I understand where he's coming from now that we've discussed that.
He's
more.
definitely a hard to root for. Like,
Right.
It's like, you want to, but it's hard to. But then you get to the end, and then it makes it easier because he actually makes the right choices.
And I gotta hand it to the Safdie
Finally.
brothers. They're really good about character, because Adam Sandler's character is similar in Uncut Gems, where it's like he's very narcissistic, but he's more charming, I think, than Marty Mauser, and that's why you really rooted for Adam Sandler's character in Uncut Gems. And then that ending happened, and and I won't say what happens because you haven't seen it yet, but that ending happens, and you're like, fuck, it's a good ending. So all I'm trying to say, Alex, you should watch Uncut Gems because it's really good. It's a movie you only need to watch once, though. I promise.
Fine, I will. Jeez.
Two more points before we
coming
wrap
up
it up.
for me.
What's that?
It keeps coming up for me like as a suggested.
It's good. It's good. Two more points I want to talk about before we wrap it up. Odessa Zion faking the black eye that she got. I thought that was a great moment. When he sees it, it's just makeup, and you believed it because we established earlier that her husband was abusive. So that was a great moment. And then what was the other great moment? Oh yeah, the scene where they go and get the dog back with Abel Ferrara's character. He kind of holds him at gunpoint, and then there's a shootout at the farmer's house. Farmer played by Penn Jillette. My only issue with that scene is that right after that, he goes to Japan. And I'm like, wait a minute. Two people just got killed in a shootout and he's not being detained by the police or anything? Okay. I thought that was a little, we're at the hour mark. I felt that was a little like, they didn't even address it at all. Like, bro, two people just got shot and killed in a shootout.
Weren't they in the middle of nowhere, though?
I was getting ready to say that stuff like that still happens in the country in 2026, and
Yeah.
nothing happens about it. Like, trust me, I know.
I guess that's the hand-wavy explanation for it, is that, it's the 50s, it's in the country. The police don't have to know what they don't have to know. But eventually those bodies are going to come up, or they're going to turn up missing, and someone's going to be like asking questions. But I
But
get
they don't have the
Solved back then. They didn't solve murders back then.
yeah,
You
and they
don't
don't
think
have they don't have the forensics science that they have now. So
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe that's why they said it in that period. I wonder if it wouldn't have worked as easily in the modern world, I guess. And then, one last thing I wanted to say was that...
hold on, before you move on. How would you modernize it? I think that's the better question. If you were to modernize it, how would you modernize it?
I don't know. I guess the soundtrack would still work with 80s music, at least, because we still want to play 80s music in movies these days for some reason. But as far as everything else, yeah, I don't know. I just like I said, I just felt like his character, his dialogue. It's not entirely Timothée Chalamet's fault. The dialogue just didn't feel period piece, and it didn't feel proper to the time period. But yeah, how would I modernize it? I mean, honestly, you wouldn't have to change much because it already feels modern.
But I mean, in the settings, how would you set? Where would you set it?
I don't know. I feel like I would have kept everything the same. When I saw the promotional material for this movie originally before it came out, the blimp and all that.
But even like this is set in like World War II era.
It's like post World War II.
Post World War II era, yeah.
Right after World. Actually, no.
It was post World War II. Yeah.
It was 1953. I looked it up because I was curious myself. I thought it was going to be, when I saw the blimp and all that promotional material, I was envisioning in my head an LA based, just tour de force movie with Timothée Chalamet as this modern hustler type. I guess that's what I imagined. But then it ended up being a period piece set in New York. Much different.
When I first saw this, I thought I thought Marty Supreme was about the brand Supreme.
Oh yeah, well, and that could have fit, right? Because there was like a Zoom call that they released with Timothée Chalamet in character or something, and I thought, that's part of the movie. Like, there's a Zoom call. He's trying.
I thought it was about the brand Supreme, and I thought it was like about the origins of like who started it. And apparently, Supreme has been around for like a while. I can't remember how long.
Who'd have thunk it, right? And that's the thing. I think at the end of the day, the marketing for this movie was like more interesting than the movie itself in a lot of ways, because the marketing really grabbed me, and I was like, I need to go see Marty Supreme when it comes out around Christmas. But
I thought the same thing too about that it was the history of Supreme, because when I saw the blimp out, they had the blimp out here. We were coming back from San Diego, and on the freeway by the outlet mall where they got all the big brands, and the blimp was like right there. And I remember looking at it, I was like, "What is that, Marty Supreme?" I was like, "Oh,
I like
maybe
that outlet mall. They bus in all these Chinese tourists to shop and stuff. It's
they
great.
They go shop there. They go to the casino, eat at the buffet, go for more shopping, stay at the hotel. Oh, I don't know if they stay at the hotel.
But yeah, let's do final thoughts really quick, and then we'll wrap it up. Amber, I'll start with you. What are your final thoughts on Marty Supreme?
I really liked the movie, and I really related to the character Marty, and I didn't ever get mad at him. And I also really enjoyed the parallel between like Rachel and Kay and Marty. I felt they were all three like in situations that like they had to just like be comfortable in, but like none wanted to be in. Like Kay was kind of that like washed up actress that like has this rich like person to maintain that lifestyle. The Kevin O'Leary character, and like they're not in love. They don't have love. He knows that she's having sex with Marty. He paddles him for it. Like he doesn't really care. And
He
that's
probably
sad.
has his own side piece going on.
Yeah, and then the same situation with Rachel too. And then Marty is, just out here trying to be somebody as well. I feel they're all trying to be somebody, and they're all just like stuck in like bad situations that like they don't want to be in. When Rachel, when the tear like took like the makeup off, that's like I really didn't like her. And then when that happened, that's when like I connected with her, because for the first time, like I saw and felt her pain. I was like, oh, that's how bad she wants to get out. It's not okay to do that, but I was like, oh, it really sucks for her.
Yeah.
Like that didn't really register before. I was thinking like, it's your fault. Why did you go with this guy? Like, why would you do that? But then I'm like, who knows where she came from? It could have been worse than this. Like, I don't know. So I really like the movie. I give it like, I guess a 4 out of 5. I don't know
Nice.
if we're doing that right now, but
No, that's fine. Yeah. Where can people find you?
people can find me at That Denver Girl, Instagram, everything. That Denver Girl.
Nice. And you make a good point. I just realized, yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow was sort of the opposite of Rachel, where her character was like in a gilded cage, right? She can't escape this abusive, or not abusive, but she can't escape this marriage because she needs to rely on it. But like her talents aren't good enough to carry her on her own because she gets that bad review, which I was actually laughing when they showed her crying. I was like, oh God, she got a bad review. And that was like it for her. You don't see her again for the rest of the movie. Yeah. That was a good moment. So good stuff. Alec, yeah, we'll do you next. What are your final thoughts on Marty Supreme?
Marty Supreme to me was it was kind of a mixed bag. I when I first started watching it, like I mentioned before, it kind of reminded me of Friendship, the movie Friendship, where like this guy had no like social they call it social intelligence.
And for context, that's the Tim Robinson movie with Paul Rudd. Where
Yeah.
he's like the creepy, obsessed
Yeah.
friend. Yeah.
But like now that but then I gave it some more thought, but it's like almost like the reverse Friendship sort of thing, where like, where Tim Robbins lacked a lot of confidence, and like he kind of put his self-esteem and his confidence in like the fact that he's like finding somebody who he thought was his friend and liked him and everything. He kind of blew up this friendship into like this exaggerated thing. As Marty Supreme had all the confidence in the world. Like if you think about it now, he's like, when he was training, he's like, I'm gonna go to London, blah blah blah. I'm like having these, and then he like was in London, and then he sees that movie star across the room, and he like finds out how to like get with her, and that's how they hook up, because he had this huge ego, right? He's like, I'm the best, and like, even after he lost in London, he's still like, I was like, well, hey, I'm traveling with this like with the Globetrotters, and I'm like, they're like kind of mid, halftime show type comedy act, like with like doing ping pong tricks, and it was like he still like thought he was the shit, and he thought he was the shit throughout the whole like almost the whole film, and then you saw the like his like you start seeing the walls crumbling down. And in the movie, he starts to understand that like he doesn't have his shit together. He thinks he has this master plan, this like, big hustle to be the best, and he forgets that it was like, for him it was about like he loved the game. Even after all like the shit, like he loved the game, and he thought the game was gonna take him out of the shitty situation he was in, right? But sometimes it's okay. Like sometimes that like relying on that sort of thing. Like you look at like being in the music industry as long as I had. I've known people who like wanted to be in the music industry, and they wanted to play in bands and stuff like that, and they wanted to be successful. And they go down these paths that like just lead them down the wrong ways, and then they finally come out the other side, and they're like, maybe it wasn't about like becoming an artist, but it's like being true to the art. And like, had I not like gotten this like blown up ego, I could have actually been successful. Like, I've known so many people who have done that. Like the people who I know who have been successful don't have the biggest egos. I give this an example of like the guys in Future Islands. I met those dudes in 2010. I've been fans of that band since 2008, 2009, when they just first started out. I didn't know I was gonna ever be able to book them. I wanted to. I always like would send them messages on like my MySpace and Facebook at the time. I wanted them to come play out there. But then like circumstances like were on my side, and I have a friend, Kyle Mabson, who is friends with the dudes in Future
Friend
Islands.
of the show.
Yeah. And he like was like, hey, like Future Islands is coming down from Baltimore, and they want to play the show too. I'm like, he was already going to play a show, and he's like, they want to jump on the bill. I was like, what? They want? Sure, yes, please. And like, I met them, and they were like some of the like most humble, nicest dudes you'll ever meet. And like, there are times like I remember like I went to go see them in San Diego after we'd played, and he's like, we were at the Casbah, and me and Johnny were walking towards the venue. And then Sam, the main guy from the lead singer of Future Islands, he sees us from afar. He's like, yells my name, Alex. He's like, he remembered me, and he's like, what's up? And we were like hanging out. And then I remember there was another time too. Like, I got tickets to. It was like they were playing Coachella. And they had like a midweek show that they were playing at Pappy and Harriet's. And I still, they're friends. I call them friends, but I don't like talk to them all the time. But then like. I remember I was going to the show, and we were kind of hanging out in the back area, and they're about to go on stage, and they're doing like a team, like a basketball team. 1, 2, 3. Sam sees me. He's like, Alex, get over here. And I was able to get into the like the little circle, and 1, 2, 3, like Future Islands or whatever. I can't even remember that. And like I remember just like. Wow, I was actually even years after, like right after that show, that's when they got big. They blew up, and they were like playing the Hollywood Bowl and like opening up for like I can't remember who it was. It was this big name at the Hollywood Bowl, but like they're like one of the biggest bands in the world right now. And it's like, but they're still like some of the most humble dudes. And even right now, they're like doing this thing where like they're like seeing like if any fans want to send them like their memories, and like because we were all a part of like what made them. And that's the thing, you look at like Marty's journey in the film, and the humility is what brings him back to like what matters most, like winning, like doing it for the love of the game, doing it for the things that matter the most is what it grounds them. And I think that's, people who could stay that way, regardless of, I think success is like what you make of it. Like, I don't think, I look at like my past, all the things I've done, and yeah, I personally think it's like, oh, I wish it could have lasted longer. But then like a therapist, like my therapist, he was like, Alex, you did a lot of stuff. Look at like what other people have, like they wanted to do. None of them have accomplished a fraction of what you've done. And like a friend, like a coworker of mine, she asked me that, like, it's like, what would you like to accomplish before you die? And like, I look at my life, like just standing there, it's like, I feel like I've accomplished a lot of the stuff that I've wanted to do. Like, I don't have any, like, I have goals, like, but they're like newer things that like, oh, it'd be fun to do. But if it never happens, I'm satisfied with the life I've lived. I've met Tom York from Radiohead. I've like done cool things. Like, I got to go to Comic-Con for free for several years. I did stuff, and it was out of the work that I did. It's like, and it was out of like the humility of like, just doing it because I love to do it. I didn't make a ton of money off of like Comic-Con or like putting on shows, but I have all these memories.
Yeah.
And I think that's, to me, like, at the end of the day, is most important. I think that's where Marty's journey, why I at the very end I finally identify with it. And for me, like that's the movie is a 4 out of 5. There it is, like that sort of like you said, Adrian, that stuff that takes you out of the day and age. The story that's like it's supposed to be. Like you have 80s music being played during like the 50s era, you know. But it was still, to me, it was still fun. You know, I had a good time watching it. It was some parts that were anxiety inducing, but you know, that's fine. That's their film style. I can't make them say, like, stop making me feel so anxious. You know, like, no, they're not gonna do that. But yeah, like, and you can find me at Daily Dares on all the socials.
Like a film instructor once told me, just don't be boring. This movie wasn't boring, so credit where credit is due. And another thing you made me think about, Alex, and thank you, by the way. Another thing you made me think about was like, what would your 10-year-old self say to you about the current life you're living? I mean, like my 10-year-old self would say, oh, wow, you got your own place. That's cool. Like shit like that. You get to work from the house, be on the computer all day. Not bad, all things considered. Yeah, it just puts things into perspective is what I'm getting at. So good stuff. Arnold, what are your final thoughts on Marty Supreme?
So, Alex, you said it very well. His journey, Marty Supreme's or Marty Mauser's journey, it really was, because I mean you see the ups and downs, and it really, at least for me, led me to think like, oh, he's gonna be on to the next thing. It's gonna get, you know, things like oh, he's gonna have his break, but then things happen, you know, just like in life. So there was a lot of sort of relatability, at least for me, because I kind of I aspire to do a lot of different things. I mean, not really ping pong. I remember. Well, I mean, there was a time in my life that I was a really good basketball player, and people thought that, oh man, if I would have played on the basketball team in high school, that I probably would have done really well, because I would play with the players from the basketball team, like at the park or something, and I would ball them up. And I was just doing my thing, and I would ball them up, faded, while I'm like all faded and everything.
And then the cops show up and break it up, right?
Then
Yeah.
you see some people doing it from far away.
Yeah,
Like,
you watch the
playing
show. You're getting a free show. Yeah.
Or a lot of times what would happen, you would smell like some weed, and then then you become friends with them, and then they got your back.
And
Anyways,
they
going down
bring
on.
snacks.
Yeah, no, the ice cream man would always be there.
Oh, hell yeah. I love the ice cream, man.
Yeah. Oh man, that park. Yeah. Well, there was many parks that we did.
Gotta
chilled
get
out.
those choco tacos.
I'm a Colonel Crunch kind of guy, but I like those Choco Tacos. Okay. But I just thought it was a really interesting story, and it led me to think that he's gonna have a break, and especially with the type of people that he's around, because usually, at least, you know, that's one of the things also in hustle culture is then you start paying attention to all, like, you know, positivity and like mentorship, at least the good type of hustle culture that I sorry. Molly she's hanging around me
okay.
because I still got a hot
Yeah,
dog
you got
and pizza, and so she's
Yeah.
just sitting here and she's just staring at me like,
Yeah.
hey, you're not gonna finish that? Yeah. Anyways, so like, you think, and one of the things that they tell you is the people that you surround yourself with, at least your closer inner circle, you all tend to be on the same road. Like, you know, if they're successful, then you also be successful. Or if there are others who are not, you know, that they might drag you down with them. And so I mean, with Mr. Wonderful, I forgot his name in the movie, and Gwyneth Paltrow, and there's a lot more. I always just mention them, but like they did have a lot of screen time, yeah. So like the whole movie, felt the anxiety, that thinking that like something big is gonna happen, but I just thought it was really good because and like how you said at the end, him just doing it for himself, like not really like humbling himself, and then doing the whole match of how he is like, nah, I'm not gonna lose on purpose. We're gonna play for real. And then actually, it's like I had a moment as I was taking a bite of the hot dog, and I'm starting to digest that. And when you mentioned that, I started to finally actually digest that part of the movie. I'm like, oh, it made sense to me now. I'm like, whoa. I think there was just so much that went on, like from the floor collapsing and falling on the guy's arm, and that's kind of like the introduction to like that whole part that of the story where you weave that guy in and the dog. It really was a journey. Went along for the journey with Marty Supreme, and
Absolutely.
so I thought it was very entertaining. And my Letterboxd score, it's a if there could be like point whatever, I'll give it a 4.20.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I guess
Not a 6.9?
no, not a 4.69. I am for that.
Okay.
Not a 6.7.
Yeah.
No, but a 4.20 sounds about right.
I like it. Wow.
And so
Where can people find you?
yeah, that's my Letterboxd score. Everybody can find me at Ornicolego.
Perfect.
Are you doing the
on
Britney
all the
Spears tongue?
socials. Huh?
Are you doing the Britney Spears tongue whenever she says an L, she like really expresses the L?
What?
Like, love,
Like.
lick,
All right.
licorice,
Marty
licorice.
Supreme. Marty Supreme. Oh, there's no L there.
My favorite part of the show now, Arnold. You know it's coming. It's time for the
coming.
Arnold snooze-o-meter. It's broken. Oh no. The snooze-o-meter is broken, folks. I don't know why it's not working.
sleepy.
It's Arnold's hips gyrations like broke it.
Oh, there it is. It was just, one more time because we missed it. All right,
I give it a
Arnold.
-1Z because so before watching that,
Wait.
I watched it in the theaters, and then we ate at I looked up. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, my score is a -1Z. -1 is my score because I had a nice meal of we went to Chick-fil-A. And I had the spicy deluxe chicken sandwich with fries, a drink, and a little mac and cheese on the side. Medium mac and cheese. So good.
Well, great.
Not one sleepy eye at all.
Hold on.
Not sleepy at all.
How does it make it a -Z? Did somebody like?
Well, here's the Z, and here's Arnold's score. below.
I know, but did somebody like come up there and like keep your eyes open?
Oh, no. Okay, so like we're like, oh, it was almost like we have these passes. Shout out again to Jammin 99.5 Chase Martinez. We had these passes, and I didn't want them to go to waste. And then I was tired, and we're like, well, okay, there's this showing at 7:30 or whatever, and so we went. I'm like, well, legit in my mind, I was like, hopefully it's a good movie. If I fall asleep, I fall asleep. But
you didn't.
no, and in fact, I was
If
like
he dies,
energized.
he dies. If he dies, he dies.
If
Oh.
he dies.
Yeah,
stuff.
and so like after that, I was like, I don't know. It's like I had a cup of coffee or something.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks for that,
No.
Arnold.
Yeah, hey,
a cup of
thank
coffee?
you. A cup of coffee. A cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee?
What's coffee? A fee for what? Coffee.
You were saying, Arnold?
No. I wasn't saying I'm done because right now the last but not least is Mr. BOOTZ Too Big.
Well, thank you for that,
What's
Arnold. I
your
appreciate that.
final thoughts and
Of course.
Letterboxd score?
In a world of Don Drapers, Walter Whites, and Tony Sopranos, guys who were objectively terrible but hypnotic to watch, Marty just didn't have that pull for me. Don Draper, Walter White, Tony Soprano, they're anti-heroes. You shouldn't love them, but you kind of do. Marty never quite earns that fascination. And part of it is that the story feels a little too modern. The rise feels accelerated, and when he wins in the end, it doesn't fully feel earned. It's more like the script decided it was time. And the way he treats Odessa's character is straight up atrocious, and while the film tries to give him an arc through the baby that they create together, that emotional turn didn't quite land for me. It's not a bad movie. It's stylish, it's well acted, and clearly swinging for the fences. I just never vibe with the guy at the center of it, and that's a tough hurdle to clear. But in the end, I give it a strong, on Letterboxd, 3 stars out of 5. I think that's a fair score. All things considered, I think it was great hearing your guys' perspectives, especially your perspective, Amber, on Marty Supreme. You know, that really recontextualizes a lot of it for me. But yeah, that's more or less how I feel. So you can find me on Letterboxd at Boots Too Big. You can find the show everywhere else. We're on TikTok. We're on Blue Sky. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on every platform, guys. Follow us. Visit our website, neverseenitpodcast.com. Email us, podcast.neverseenit@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts from. By the way, Apple's now going to be doing video as well. So Spotify, Apple, and YouTube all becoming video platforms now. If you like the show, please share it, leave us a comment, leave us a review. We really like it. It really helps us out as well. And a big thanks to a friend of the show, Mr. Kyle Mapson of Burn Cycle, for our intro and outro music. You can follow Kyle on Instagram at selfies_food_and_pets. Thank you for listening. Any final thoughts from the gang?
I'm a hustler, baby.
Yeah.
There we go.
What was didn't they play that one song for young? I wanna be forever.
Oh,
Like every
yeah.
show and movie plays it.
No, they also played the song that was on the outro for Napoleon Dynamite. I'm sorry about the hard thing.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
I can't remember that song, the name of the lyrics to that song, but it's a good song.
Even
about-
Stranger Things plays all those songs.
Why don't we just close it out with, y'all been eating long enough, now stop being greedy. Let's keep it real, partner. Give to the needy.
There you go.
I like it.